Hey everybody, it's me, the Dynasty Lobster. Hope you're having a good summer. Today we're going to discuss something regarding a certain game that lots of people want remade, but I have an idea of how to remake it in a really good way. Now, you may be wondering, how could a remake of Super Mario 64 please everybody? Speedrunners are always taking advantage of bugs, many people who are skilled at the game rely on the game's unique physics, and trust me, we will get to that eventually. I have quite a simple and easy solution. Skip to the speedrunning and true purist section. I'll leave that in the description if I make this a video. First things first, in graphics and sound, when it comes to remakes of games that are this old, the main event is the art and music direction. Before I say anything else here in the graphics section, the game better run at a constant 60 FPS or else. If you were to closely analyze the original game's textures, you could see that many of them are just highly saturated photos. And you know what other Nintendo game has realistic textures but colorful and wacky art? Mario Odyssey. Making textures and models in the same style as Odyssey would be really nice to look at and would fit the world of Mario 64 really well. However, I do think it would be cool to have the original models and textures as an option to switch between. That way purists can enjoy the remake too. Also, lighting may be an issue since Super Mario 64 wasn't designed with light sources or shadows in mind. So the best way to light the game would to have light sources placed very often in really dark levels, and to have some ambient glows in slightly dim levels. For example, Big Boo's Haunt could get away with lots of light sources that are kind of dim, but if you're looking at Hazy Maze Cave, you're going to want that whole level to be slightly dim but still bright enough for you to see it. If anything is too dark, it could ruin entire courses, and we don't want that. Now, on to the music and sound effects. I think that the music in Super Mario 64 is in need of a boost, and the best way I can think of doing it is by getting some higher quality samples, add some more ambient sounds, and let Koji Kondo roam free with all these tools and make the best remixes he can think up. And of course, the original music should also be an option. Number 2, improvements and fixes. And oh boy, Mario 64 has a lot of quirks, but lucky enough, they are kinda easy to fix from a design standpoint. For example, let Mario slide down a wall when he performs a wall jump, just like in the DS version. Another thing to fix, you should be able to use the right thumbstick for full camera movement, and be able to click it inwards to change between the far up, looking far down angle, the normal looking slightly down and more forward angle, and the first person angle. Another fix could be, when you get 100 coins, you should automatically get the star. That way you can't spawn it in an unreachable position. Additional content. As for anything new to add to the game, I do not expect much. I don't think the extra worlds from DS version are worth bringing back, and I also don't think bringing back Yoshi and Wario would be good, because it'd be kind of pointless since they don't fit in with this style of remake, and the gameplay style just doesn't fit them. I do think that making a few new levels just scattered around the castle would be very nice, as long as they are creatively unique, well designed, and not padded to the brim with throwaway stars. I think the best way to do it would be to hang a few extra paintings in already existing rooms. I'd only expect about 4 new levels, which would bring the total up to 144 stars, because 4 times 6 is 24, and 120 plus 24 is 144. So maybe it would be fair to bring the minimum amount for beating the game, since these levels are now part of the main game. The minimum amount for beating the game could be 75 or maybe 78 stars. Also, just add Just add Luigi, Blue Toad, and Toadette skins for the player, because there's no reason not to. Like, it would be cool just to be able to play as that character with custom voice clips and looking like that character. I don't see any problem with that. I also think Nintendo could maybe experiment with online multiplayer of sorts. Maybe a battle mode, maybe a star collection race, maybe even a friends-only multiplayer co-op for the main game. Who knows? Well, you don't want to worry about losing all your fancy tricks? You want Mario 64 to still be as speedrunning flexible as possible? Well, what if this remake brought with it a highly accurate emulation of the original game? An emulation that would be made purposefully to be accurate with special attention to certain aspects that benefit Mario 64 specifically. None of that virtual console fake float garbage, because fake float values cause invalid positions. No Project 64 jank, and no corners cut. And the best part, it could be rendered at a crisp 1080p with or without anti-aliasing and full control over button mapping. Having an emulation of the original game included with a remake is a no-brainer, because people who want to play the original game how it was can play it that way. And that's pretty much it. That's my idea of how you could make a Mario 64 remake that could please as many people as possible. Have a good day.